Hey witches, mystics, manifestors, and people who just like tarot. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Ray Luna. For today's pick a card reading, we are looking at why are you haunting? Why will you be remembered? So, why will you be remembered after your interactions during your day-to-day? And also, what will be your legacy? Like after you pass on, what will people remember about you? So for group number 1 here, we have a spider in a jar. For group number 2, we have a pumpkin in a jar. And for group number 3, we have bats in a jar. So take your time and choose which sticker is calling out to you the most. And when you're ready, head to the description or comment section to click on the correlating timestamp to receive your reading. As always, thank you for watching, and I hope you guys enjoy this reading. Hey group number 1, welcome to your reading. So you chose the spider in the jar, and I've already laid down some cards here. So let's start off with your door card. Let's see what it says. A stranger's grace. Ego fears the sudden danger, but never underestimate the kindness of a loving stranger. So you guys are someone, whether or not someone knows you, is a friend, a family member, or a stranger. Many people can sense from you how you are a very kind person, because here it says loving stranger. So even if someone doesn't know you, they can sense that you're likely to be a good friend. You're likely to be someone who is reliable. People, even strangers, might trust you to watch their belongings. People might trust you with personal or secret information. So people definitely remember you in your current life, and after you pass on, they're going to remember you because of this ability to come across as genuine, trustworthy, loving, supportive, even if you don't know someone, right? So like, even if you don't have to be loyal, you don't have to have an allegiance to someone, you're still very kind and willing to help and support someone. So people definitely think you are a kind and helpful person. I also feel here too, with a stranger's grace, this makes me think of you're likely like that stranger that smiles at someone and you make their day, even though it was difficult or they don't have a lot of support in their life. You are that person who just kind of comes in. You work as a messenger of the universe, and you send other people like good vibes, good energy when they're not expecting it, even just through little interactions. So people love this about you and remember this. I also feel here too with your selection, you chose a spider, right? A spider is weaving webs, creating things. And I also think of spiders as being a matriarch, right? Because a lot of times spiders, the female spiders tend to be bigger, right? So this makes me think of looking out for others like a mother, or looking out for people and trying to guide them down the right path. So with people you know more closely, you could be the person they ask advice. You could be the person who is a guide for them. I also see people remember how you weave your own web, how you create a path for yourself. So people probably think you're really intelligent, kind of like how a spider builds a web of silk to eat, to live in. You're someone, people see how you're creating a web, you're creating yourself a home, a way to eat. So maybe people admire your career. Maybe people admire like your work ethic. People see how you're building things for yourself and they want to do that too. And sorry if I'm losing my voice a bit. For some reason, I'm losing my voice recently. Another thing I see here is with the moon and the sun for your tarot, that's interesting. That's night and day. So this also could be having like multiple aspects of your personality that are opposite. I also think of like Gemini, the zodiac sign, that energy. Some of you could have prominent Gemini placements, like your sun, moon, rising, or someplace else in your chart. Maybe there's something to do with Gemini there, but I think of like being double-sided, having dual talents, two personality traits that are seemingly different, but you have both of them at the same time, night and day, right? So people could see how you're professional at the workplace, but then after work, you know how to, like turn up or party, right? So you could be someone like that. People think that's really cool about you. Or this also could be you just seem to be someone who's adaptable, right? You can fit into many different environments, but you still come across as being like real, authentic, genuine. So that is also something else people remember and will remember you by. I also think it's interesting too, because both of these cards, we see the moon and the sun, and I mentioned being a guide in some way. So the moon and the sun can also guide people, right? Like people look up to the moon and the sun, or like navigation wise, the moon and the sun can be important, right? I also see that message of people just really looking up to you for information, people thinking you're intelligent, trusting your words, your wisdom. I also see here with the 10 of Wands, that makes me think of someone who's always pushing forward, no matter the difficult situation you're in, burdens in life. You're always finding a way to move forward, even if that means needing to be a little bit more tired, needing to work a little harder, needing to do a little bit extra work that other people aren't going to do. So people see you as someone who is really, really amazing in what you're able to push through. So it's like you're also going to be remembered because of the hurdles you have overcame. So some of you guys could be breaking generational curses. So it's like if someone in your family has struggled with, let's say, like substance use, or someone has struggled with not being able to receive education, right? Like in your family, let's say you have something like this that keeps happening over the generations, you're going to be the first in your family to get a high level education, right? So if like people in your family only graduated high school, you'll get a college degree, right? Or if people in your family only got a bachelor's degree, you'll get a master's, right? Something like that. You're going to have advancement that is higher than people in your family or in previous generations. So people also view you as someone who can break those generational curses, things that seem to be holding your family down. You will be the person who overcomes all that. That's also why we can have the moon and the sun. It's like you're bringing light to what is dark, right? Even though that sounds like a cliche saying, it's really good to get the point across of, adding light to the dark. You're turning a negative or difficult situation, patterns of behavior around to be successful and, break those things so it's not affecting you. And if you want children or if you have children, it won't affect them like how it has your family. You're healing that cycle, okay? Your children too will be really thankful for this if you have them, or if you do have them. They're going to really appreciate that you did this work, you held this burden, so they didn't have to, right? The Magician also talks about manifesting, right? Like magic, creating what you need to succeed, but also creating a life you actually want to live, okay? What do you envision in your life, and how do you create that? That's what the Magician here is representing. I also feel like people could remember you with this 10 of Wands and the Magician card together, because it's like magic. It's through extreme effort or overcoming extreme circumstances that it seems like it had to be magic or a miracle for that to happen. So you're really going to be remembered strongly for doing the impossible, right? Overcoming great difficulties. So if you're someone, you're not at this point in life where you feel like this is true, this is saying hold on, because you are meant to be remembered for overcoming great difficulty. You're remembered for kind of being a master of creating a life you want to live, helping your children, helping other people, right? You have the magic to do that. People can't believe you did that, and it stays with them. So also you could be remembered for being inspiring in some way. Achieving something impossible is always inspiring, right? Or achieving something great is always going to make people like look up to you. So you will have many achievements in this life related to either overcoming like life traumas, overcoming like circumstances you're born into that are negative, and making it completely different. So like the magician would cast a spell, you are creating a spell of your life to change things. And then we see here on the fun side of things, we have watch a movie. So you know that saying like, oh, my life's like a movie, right? Or you hear that like, this is something that will be true for you. Your life is going to be a series of events that are so like unusual, like a movie. So that can be a good thing, and also sometimes that can be a bad thing, right? Because sometimes movies have exaggerated crazy events, right? So if that actually happens to you, that can be stressful, or it can be really nice depending on what it is. Like, what movie is your life like, right? There's some movies you'll be happy about that, and others you don't want it, right? So for you guys, I think this ties in once again to that generational curse breaking. Your life's like a movie because it's like it's so unique, it's so different, it makes a good story. So you're also going to be remembered for your life story. For some of you, maybe you could even have a movie or biography about your life made, or maybe you write a biography about your life, but there's something about your story, right? Your history that keeps coming through that's really important. You also could be, potentially for some of you, you could be related to someone who's also like a historical figure that's well known in some way, because I keep feeling like you have some sort of really important history and you need to continue to put that history out there. You need to improve your story, and then your story's out there to help other people. That's what it feels like. So yeah, your life will be like a movie with how eventful it is, how awe-inspiring it is. It also could be here too that, you know, your friends and family, maybe you are someone who likes to watch movies, you could like media, you could be someone who works in media in some way, whether you're a photographer, whether you are a content creator, or you just like movies and maybe the fashion in the movie's inspiring and you copy that, or you get inspiration from that, right? Something about media and movies could be relevant to your life with your hobbies and your identity. And with Make a Vision Board, as I said, you guys are really someone who can manifest a lot. You can create a lot like the magician. So people could remember you for your visionary outlook, right? If you are not a visionary, how can you inspire people, right? You have to fill people in on what you're trying to achieve. You have to make people believe in a larger goal to push for. And that's what you're going to be doing in this lifetime. I also see this too. Whatever you put on a vision board, if you don't already have one, make one. As we see here, it's like images on a wall. It could be on your phone as well. Looking at images of where you want your life to be, what goals you want to achieve, looking at those pictures and then envisioning yourself as those things have already happened, right? Like envision yourself sitting at that exclusive restaurant that you want to go to, or envision yourself traveling to that dream destination you always wanted to go using your vision board, right? So if you have a vision board, this is a confirmation that you're going to be remembered for manifesting a lot of what is on that vision board. And if you don't have one, make one, because you are going to manifest what you put on there. It's going to help you a lot. So I'm going to pull another card or two to see what closing out messages want to come out for you, group number 1. Okay, here we have your magic manifest, which is just like the magician here, 1, 1, infinity, right? So you are the one who has an infinite amount of potential, an infinite amount of possibilities for you, okay? So you are really going to be remembered for how you create from nothing, how you make nothing into something, okay? So don't ever feel like you are lacking. Even if you are lacking in some ways, you will overcome this and you will be remembered for your great efforts and your ability to manifest like magic. We also have nurture, care for your inner child. So yeah, healing any wounds you have, like this is part of your legacy, your story. People will really look up to you and wonder, okay, like, can you teach me the secret of overcoming those past hurts? Can you teach me the secret of becoming who you always wanted to be, even though there was serious limitations? I also feel like children might look up to you because we have the little cat here looking up to the big cat, and it talks about inner child. So you're likely going to be someone who inspires children specifically. I also see this too with nurture. You're going to be remembering yourself. Okay, this might sound weird, but you're going to be remembering yourself for how you chose yourself, right? You took care of yourself, right? You didn't give up on yourself. So you're also every day, like day to day, you're eventually going to reach a point where you sit there and say, I'm thankful for myself. I'm glad I have myself. And another message here I can tie in, I mentioned how the spider, how that can be a matriarch sometimes, or taking care of people like a mother, and I mentioned children here. So I can tie that in together here with the children and mothering people. Doesn't matter if you're, a girl, guy, or you actually are a mother or not. That's not the important thing. This is just like you're that figurehead people want to be like, kind of like how people, when they're a kid, they might copy their mom or dad. You're going to be that way on a larger scale for a lot of people, especially children. So that is what I see here for why are you haunting and why people will remember you now and, beyond, okay? I hope you guys like the reading, like it, hype it up so more people get to see the video. Subscribe if you haven't yet. I hope this reading has helped you in some way, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye. Hey, group number 2, welcome to your reading. So you chose the pumpkin in a jar, and we have the rest of the cards here laid out. So let's start off with your door and see what it says. Destiny, one door closes, another opens for you. Let the plans of destiny unravel true. So something people will remember you by, like here and now in your day to day, and after you pass on, is your destiny. So this could be something that was destined to happen for you. So this could be related to your life purpose, what you filled out, what mission you had. This could relate to a job or profession. This could relate to, like, if your life purpose is, helping people, if your life purpose is radical transformation of the self and other people. It can be many different things for each of you watching, but your destiny is like your life mission, what you're here to do. You're going to be remembered for that mission, for that purpose. I also think you're going to be remembered for something that you necessarily won't control, right? Like you're born into it or you inherit something. I think of like The Nightmare Before Christmas because of the pumpkin. You think of the character Jack, the Pumpkin King, right? So if you're like a king or queen, you're usually born into that, right? You inherit that. You don't choose that. So you could be remembered for some sort of responsibility or something that you inherit, or it's just destined to happen for you. Or it's like you're meant to be a singer. This will just happen for you, right? Like even if you avoid this, it will happen for you. Or you're meant to work in architecture, right? And be a well-known architect, something like that, right? You could be someone who has family ties to certain industries and that's your destiny to work in that industry. Or this could just be something's destined, like a big event you'll be known for, some sort of skill or talent you will be remembered for. it will just happen for you. Even if you're not working on it, it will happen for you. You can't choose it. It's chosen you, right? It follows you. I also see here with the High Priestess, that is high level spiritual knowledge. So you guys could be known for being psychic in some way. You could be known for being very intuitive. Like you could be the person in a group of people that you can sense something wrong's about to happen and you warn other people. You could be the person who doesn't trust certain people because of a vibe you feel. I also see this too as someone, you could follow your own intuition and have it lead to success. Like you just have a knack for making the right choices, making the right moves at the right time, even without logical evidence. You could just be the person who knows what to do, and people see that and they remember you. They remember what you said, what you did, and are like surprised. They're shocked at how you somehow knew something when no one else could. I also see with the Seven of Pentacles, we see the skeleton here wearing the hat with the cane, kind of chilling in a garden, looking at what's growing, right? With all the pentacles. So you're also going to be known and remembered for being really chill. So you're someone, you make moves, right? You're not stagnant, but you're also very chill. You're not uptight. You're not difficult to be around or too strict. You are focused on success. You want to make the right choices, but you also know how to relax in your downtime. You know how to have fun. So people kind of remember you for being like chill, relaxed to be around. A lot of people feel comfortable around you. There is this sense of you taking your time, right? You're moving on your own time. So people also see how you're comfortable with your own self, your personality, your identity. You do things in your own way. You make a move when you're ready to make a move. As I said, High Priestess is also showing that a bit, but the Seven of Pentacles is adding another layer, showing that you make moves in your own time. You grow when you're comfortable to grow. So people also respect how you value yourself. You're doing things because you want your future self, right? And that legacy too, you want to look back on it and respect it yourself, not just doing things for the approval of other people. You want to approve of it. You want it to be like, oh, is the work I'm doing high quality? Is it showing like intent, purpose? Is it showing like my motivations, what I want to do clearly? That's how you think about things. And people also just really value that. They like that. I also see here too, the Ace of Swords. You're going to be remembered by your words, okay? The things you say, and also the actions you take. I feel like the Ace of Swords can talk about like physical actions, but also like your mental thoughts, because how can we take action if we don't think about it first, right? If we don't plan on it first. So you're also going to be remembered for maybe being like real with your words. So sometimes people are remembered for how they talk about other people. So you could be that person, kind of like how someone might say something online, like a call out about someone, like calling out someone for their behavior. You could be really good at reading people, calling them out when they're doing something silly, foolish. So people also think you're funny. They're going to remember your sense of humor. They're going to remember like maybe you wanting like to hold people accountable for something. So you're telling them, hey, like, what are you doing? This is foolish. People will appreciate this realness. But on the other side of things, you could have some people have difficulty with you or have negative feelings towards you. Some people aren't going to remember this in a good way, especially if they're the one being called out, right? Some people might think you have a sharp tongue, right? Like you have cruel words. So there's two sides of this that is coming through, depending on, you know, who you're talking about, if people are agreeing with your opinion, that sort of thing. But I also view the Ace of Swords as being really good or having success with like poetry. I mentioned earlier, like, being destined to do something maybe related to like words, communication, speech in some way. But yeah, you'll definitely be remembered for the words you say. And with the Ten of Pentacles here, this is in itself a card that talks about legacy. So I think you will have something if you want to have children, or if you have children, you'll be able to have enough wealth to pass down to them. You could be having something that is generational, right? Like you could have generational wealth, having enough money and assets to pass on to your children to help them out so they struggle less. This could be building something with a group of people. It could be family, like having a family business, having a business with friends, like close connections that you're not only just close connections, but you want to build something together that relates to having wealth, having abundance, having fun together as well. That's also part of the legacy. It's not just money, but you want to build a strong network of people that you have these deep connections with, lots of memories with. And this is also something you'll be remembered for, your ability to network and connect with people, not just in like a car salesman's way of just getting connections, but like actually valuing the people you're connecting with, not just viewing it as, oh, this is a sale, this is money. This is deeper than that. It's not just superficial. So you'll likely have either like a big family in some way, children to pass down wealth to, or just enjoying like the legacy of having a lot of wealth, having a lot you made for yourself through whatever is destined for you. That could relate to your destiny of getting something inherited, right? Maybe you inherit a family business, something like that for some of you, or it could be something else. But that is definitely something great I see for what you'll be remembered for. And with the cards down here, we have clean or clear your energy field, but also clean could relate to that as well. That's why I could have said that. That's wanting to come through. So cleaning or clearing your energy field relates to you not holding on to stuff that happens to you. So whether something is good or bad, you're not someone who gets overly attached to what is happening, right? Like you're viewing life as a series of experiences, and that has something for you to take away, whether it be positive or negative. You're going to use that for your benefit and then move on. So you're someone who naturally can move through life in a way that's detached. Not that you ever or are always detached, right? Like there's times you want to connect. As I said earlier, you want those connections. But when it comes down to, maneuvering life in a lot of ways, you're not getting overly attached. You're not upsetting your emotions. You're really balanced with your emotions. Also here too, we see that laid back, that chilled personality type coming through. You let negativity roll off of you. You don't absorb it. If something's positive, you don't absorb that and then get an ego and ruin your life because you think you're better than everyone because one good thing happened, right? That's what I'm saying. Like you're really balanced. You take everything as it is, use it for your advantage, but then you let it go and move on and do the next thing. So you're really healthy when it comes to handling energy. Am I absorbing too much of other people's energy? Am I needing to find an outlet to connect to energy again, or do I have to cut off something I'm doing so I'm not absorbing more of that energy? Or, depending on if you want that energy or not, you can kind of pick and choose that. So that is something you have as an ability, a talent, especially if you are psychic in any way. That could be a skill you learn through spiritual abilities, because you don't always want to pick up on other people's energy if you're sensitive to it, because that can be draining, that can be tiring. So you're likely someone who has mastered or will master in this lifetime how to balance energy perfectly in a way that just benefits you, and not taking in the negative effects of, too much sadness, too much happiness, right? Balancing everything perfectly just to help you. And flow like water is talking about going with the flow, letting things happen. So you are not someone who's going to force something. You look for the opportunities in what is happening, right? So instead of always forcing a goal, always forcing a goal, you kind of understand, okay, maybe this is where destiny comes in too. You're like, maybe this is meant to happen. You're thinking, okay, instead of forcing something to happen, what with has already happened, how can I use that to my advantage? Maybe that was meant to happen this way, so I could use it now. Okay, like you look for opportunities in what has already happened or what other people have done instead of orchestrating tons of things yourself. So you have the mentality of work more smart, not more hard. So that's also something people remember. They think like, wow, you know just what to do. With that high priestess once again coming through, you have that ability to sense out like where to find the gold, okay? And that makes you really lucky, makes you really successful. So I'm going to pull a couple more cards and get a closing out message for you. Okay, so we have these two cards. Lead, you are in charge of your life. And forgive, it's okay to make mistakes. So as I said, you have that laid back personality type. So also I see here with forgive, maybe people can see how, as I said, you're not strict. You're forgiving here. So people might like how you're willing to give people a chance. So you're likely to be the person, like if you're a boss in some way, a manager, you're in charge of something in some way and you control like who is hired. You're the person who is likely to give someone a chance, even if they don't have all the right experience or they don't have a lot of experience. You're willing to give people a chance, so people really like you. And if you have inherited through destiny some sort of like great wealth, great skill, people will especially love you for this because they see how even if you have an advantage, you're willing to help other people who don't. So people think of you as very generous, very kind. People really, really like that. They think of it as you like spreading what you have, you spreading love, blessings, because you already were blessed. So people will really consider like keeping in touch with you. Like let's say you have an employee, you gave them a chance to be hired at your company, even though they didn't have all the right experience. This is someone like if they leave, they'll still keep in touch with you years later because of your kindness, right? But many people will stick with you and be loyal to you because of this nature of willing to see and willing to give people a chance. And it benefits you too. You get success because of this. You're seeing gold where other people don't, right? I also see with lead, you're someone who takes charge and leads in many areas of life. That's part of your destiny. Things will just happen, but it's like, even when they happen, as I said, you find out, how can I make this work for me? So you don't let life happen to you. Whatever happens, you're viewing now as like, okay, what can I do with this? You're controlling the flow of life, kind of like flow like water. You're flowing whatever has already happened into different channels. So you're really smart with how you're making things benefit you no matter what it is. And for some reason, I keep thinking of like business examples or ideas. So if you guys are in business, I also think you could be a leader in some way related to business or making a lot of money in business, having a business, working with different types of businesses, connecting together. That is also something I see you'll be remembered for. But that was your reading group number 2. I hope you guys liked it. If you did like the video, hype it up so more people get to see it. I hope this reading has helped you in some way, and I hope to see you in the next reading. Bye. Hey, group number 3, welcome to your reading. So you chose the bats here, and I already laid down the cards. So let's look at your first one, this door here. Let's see what it says. Draw down the moon. The forest nymphs dance in sheer delight, singing soft songs. Find us in the wild. Good night. So that's interesting. And then I'm noticing too with bats, bats come out at night, right? So this makes me think of, you guys could be inspired by like the moon. Maybe you work with like the energies of the moon, a moon goddess. This also could be like the nighttime, being a night person. This could be working like a shift at nighttime instead of like working during the day. You could work the night shift. Something about the night just could be important in your life. You either are working with the energies of the night or you're more of a nighttime person. I also view this too with the two energies of something that comes out at night. You could be someone who's known for like partying, going to parties, going to clubs, right? Those are more so open at night. So you could go out to clubs, you could go out like to raves too. Maybe you like rave type of music, like upbeat, fast music, techno. There's something there with music as well. So you could be someone who's really, really into parties, really going out at night, hanging out till it's nighttime. Like you like to spend a lot of time with people. So like till the sun rises, till the sun sets, you're out and about just partying, hanging out with people. So people remember you for this really fun energy. I also feel too, with the bats, this makes me think of like how bats can, sleep together or go to the same place. And then we have spend time with friends, which I'll get to later, but it does connect right now to always being in a group, always being around other people. So you could be known for being extroverted, or you could be known for always having chatter, always talking to people in some way, even if it's just for a brief moment. You could be someone that is really easy to strike up a conversation with. So it's like you're always in this connection with other people, talking with other people, hanging out with other people. People like that about you, and maybe they want to connect with you because you have that energy, and people feel like you're safe to connect with. But that's really interesting. And then we have with your tarot, Queen of Swords, and that makes me think of someone who could seem a little distant in some way, someone who keeps some of their thoughts private. So even though you have this extroverted side, you might like to party, there is parts of you that you might keep reserved, right? Parts of you are secret. You don't let everyone know everything about you. So in some ways, you could be known for having like a persona in some way. You could be known for being more different in your private life once people get to know you deeply. Or you could just prefer to keep some things to yourself, and people remember this because they might be curious about knowing you deeper. But if you're talking to them and you don't feel like they're like worthy, I guess, you're not going to let them know every part of you. And the night can sometimes be like secretive or things hidden, right? Because it's dark out. So that could relate to you hiding parts of your personality, not letting everyone know because you don't think they deserve to know everything. So that's also interesting. The Five of Swords and the Devil. A lot of these cards have intense energy. So the Five of Swords can indicate like someone taking something from you, having energy taken from you. So this could be, you could be known for protecting your energy. So that could be why you reserve parts of yourself, because you don't want people to use something against you. So people might think of you as being very careful. So as I said, you have that fun side, but then there's this other half of you that's very careful and calculated. You're very careful about what story you tell certain people. You're very careful about what you're going to do next. You're also not afraid to walk away, right? So like if you don't like how someone is treating you or how a situation's going, people also remember how you walk away or you attract a lot of conversation, a lot of people. So you might have had to get good at this skill because you don't want to waste your energy. You don't want to waste your time. It's also interesting because then we have the Devil and the Eight of Swords. So usually if you're saying, wow, this person's like the devil, it can have a negative relationship, right? So not everyone, I want to be clear, there's people who really love you, but then on the other side of things, I feel like there's some people who view you as like, oh, this person is overly indulgent, or like some people might get intimidated by you because of your energy, or because like some of the stuff you do, there's people who don't like that. Not everyone. But it seems like there's a group of people who could be judging you because of your lifestyle, the things you do. So they might view you as like, oh, like this person's the devil. They're scandalous. I'm intimidated. I'm scared. You have people like that, okay, which is really interesting. But then on the other side, there's people who love this intense energy you bring, this fun side of yourself, how you like to party. You're different in some way too, with the night coming through. So yeah, like you have this personality that could be kind of divisive. So the people who love you really love you, and the people who don't rock with you, they don't. But I think you know this and you can sense this and you're not bothered, right? Like you have thick skin and you also like it this way, because then it cuts off people who you feel are not worth the time. And I think that's a really healthy way to think about it. So people remember you. Some people think like, oh, you're scary, you're scandalous. Oh, well, they can talk and they can think that, right? But then the people who love you here, they are really attracted to some sort of intense energy that you bring, intense experiences that being around you brings. So that is really interesting to see come through here. I also feel like with the Eight of Swords, sometimes people feel trapped, right? Restricted. So this could be like people remember you for being really bright, getting a lot of attention. So some people that are threatened by you, they might feel restricted by you because they feel like, I can't compete with group number 3. I can't be as fun as group number 3, right? So you have those people coming through, but also I see you could really captivate people with the Devil and Eight of Swords. Like you are restricting people in the sense of you're gaining all of their energy, all of their attention. So you guys are really powerful, right? With the way you look, your vibe, you can get a lot of what you want from people. And again, like the people who don't like that, they're having a problem with that. They might want to help you even though they have negative feelings towards you. That's how strong your ability is to charm or captivate people. So people will definitely remember how you're charming. You get things to work your way, even if people usually, they normally wouldn't do something. They might do it for you. They might help you, even if they have those negative feelings. So you're someone who has this ability to draw in luck. But for some people, they might feel, in comparison to you, that they're being restricted. And then other people, like your friends, they will like this because they will benefit from you getting the attention, you getting energy from others. Also, some of this just feels like you have people who remember you because they're jealous, okay? That's also coming through. And with these cards here, we have sing and spend time with friends. So with sing, you could have a really, really nice voice. So you could be someone, people could tell you that you should be a singer. People could tell you, hey, like, you should be a voice actor. You should record audiobooks. There's something about your voice that could be really unique just when you speak or when you're singing. People really like the way your voice sounds, or if you already do sing, people could really like your music. If you create music, you have musical skills and talents. Singing, playing instruments, this could be a talent that you be remembered for with your friend group, or even if you're more famous, right? You could get a lot of attention based on your musical skills and talents. Maybe some of you guys too, you like karaoke or, you know, just singing a lot and people remember you like singing randomly. Maybe you like to sing things. I don't know, but people really like this, and this is something people will remember about you for a long time. I also see here with spending time with friends, as I said, you could make friends easily. You could have a lot of friends, connect with people very, very easily. I think you could have a close friend group, or you will have a close friend group in this lifetime where it's like you're able to be really open with this group of people. these people will especially remember you, of course, throughout, your day to day. And let's say after you pass on, you'll be remembered for being a great friend. Like people really loving your companionship, people knowing that you'll stick up for them, you'll assist them. You could be the friend that, like, when you get a call, you'll go and help someone, or you're really good at emotionally helping people heal if they go through something traumatic. Like you're not just a fair weather friend, like you help people through the good times and the bad times. So it's also likely you're going to be remembered for being a really great and loyal friend. Okay, so I'm going to put down some more cards and get a closing out message for you, group number 3. Okay, with these cards here, we have, you see your goals clearly, focus. Friendship, you surround yourself with great companions. And surrender, let go of what you can't control. So once again, we have friendship. You're going to be remembered for all the friendships you had, all the connections you make, being like a worldly person, right? You also probably are really good with connecting with people from different backgrounds. So you're not someone who's going to alienate people because they're different or unique. You might even be remembered for having a friend group or connections with people. Like everyone you know is from a different place. Everyone you know has different background, different talent, skills. So you could have a really cool group of people that you're tied in with, and you're all like just really unique, really cool people. And people, they remember this because it's not a friend group of all the people who are exactly the same with their looks, their personalities. Like it's a friend group where everyone's really unique, but you still make it work and you still connect even though you have all these different experiences. So that is really cool. I also feel like you're going to be remembered for you, your looks, your personality, something about you yourself, not even what exactly you're doing, just you, because it says focus, like the focus is on you. So I think you could have really beautiful, like physical appearance. People could think you're really attractive too. You could be remembered for your beauty, the way you look in like photos, videos. People could really think you're attractive and stunning in some way. Also, the cat here has 2 different color eyes. So that makes me think of like looking unique in some way, but that could be what makes you beautiful. That could be your point of beauty, like the thing that makes you more attractive. I also see here, surrender makes me think of someone who is easygoing in some way. So you could be really easygoing, you surrender, you let things happen. I actually saw a video online and it talks about like different types of personalities, and there's like different types. I think it's like type A, type B. I don't remember which one it was, but it's talking about having a friend who has the type of personality where they might be running like an hour late to their plane to travel someplace, but they don't care. They're still shopping. They're still going places, relaxed. You could be that person who you don't really care about like the deadlines. You don't have that sense of urgency, I guess. Like you could just be relaxed and things just work out for you. So people remember how you have that personality type. You can just surrender, let things go, and it just works out for you. You're just lucky in that way. So people could remember you in a humorous way because you're just letting things happen. You're not rushing. And then your friends could be like, oh my God, like we're going to be late. We have to travel. We have to go. And you're just like, it's okay. We'll do it. Let me check out one more store. So you could be remembered in that way, like on the light side of things. But yeah, that is what I see for you, group number 3, for why you're haunting, why people will remember you. I hope you like the reading, like the video, hype it up so more people get to see it. Comment your thoughts. I hope this reading has helped you in some way, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.